Hello guys, uh, the live stream should be on now. So before we jump into all that, it seems that last live stream, which was about the week ahead, this particular week, 17 to 23rd, it appears that I have missed Leo, which I terribly sorry about. I guess I got carried away with conversation, talking to people, and yeah, I missed it. I deeply sorry for it. So with that said, tonight's live stream is going to be as the thumbnail suggests. That is going to be about guidance. What do we need to know? Right now, as of this moment, there is going to be a readings for each star sign. And before I go to the star sign readings, if you had paid attention to the thumbnail, you would have saw three cards. Hello, News Devon. Welcome to the stream and good morning as well. So you would have saw three cards. They go as follow. And by the way, this is second or third time maybe I'm using that deck, so hopefully you can be patient without me examining the cards. So the first one is the Ace of Cups. Then the second card, that was actually the second card. No, it was the High Priestess, exactly. So the second card was the High Priestess. And the third card, that was the Hierophant. Hello, Liz. Welcome to the stream. All right, so as a fortune-telling prediction amongst these cards, it seems that good days or even good times are ahead of us. I am not a big advocate for such an expressions, but if we go literally in regards to what the card shows, we should end up fulfilling some kind of, if not dreams, the very least some kind of hopes. However, as a guidance, those cards here are giving us what we need to know. It is that should we keep up with our beliefs moving on forward, should we trust our trust? I don't know how to explain it. That is that, you know, those situations where you interact with individual or people and it's kind of like they are not trustworthy, but you keep up interacting with them and placing your trust in them in hope that that is going to change or they are going to change, and that never happens. Well, that kind of a thing we do have here. Trust your trust. If you cannot trust the person or the situation or the job, you know, then the guidance is that you gotta move on to something else or replace that thing you can't trust with the thing you can trust. That is one of the guidance that it is hidden here, especially when it comes to love, because that's at least my personal opinion, and it is one of a tarot philosophy, the philosophy of the Hierophant. It is that if you cannot trust the person you love, if you cannot rely on the person you love, you can love them as much as you want, but you can never be happy with them if there is no trust or a mutual reliability. And that is, by the way, the philosophy of the real love. But yeah, especially about love and as well friendships, personal interactions, we should move forward as a guidance. What do we need to know? It is that through the trust and the mutual reliability, we're going to find a happy connections and as well a relationships. With the High Priestess on the other side, as we have here, let me show you. We have those two. I don't like the word soulmate, but they are pretty strong about attracting such a person. Now, mind you, soulmate doesn't mean a lover necessarily, right? That could be some kind of a person that you can end up being bestie with, right? One of your best friends, even the best of the best, the acme of the best friends of yours. But also, it's a testament of what we need to know. It is that should we find a source of happiness next few days, maybe to a week or two, that source of happiness is gonna be there to stay. So if you end up having your job in a happy place, that happy place of your job is gonna be there to stay. If you end up in a happy relationship, that relationship is gonna be there to stay. You do end up with a pleasant communications or interactions in between you and your um, relatives. They are going to be there to stay. So that is why it's very important that we do not latch into a unpleasant aspects of our life in the next few days in hope that we are going to fix it. If someone wants to cheat or betray our trust, we can't fix that. This is beyond any fixing. There is literally nothing we can do to fix that. Taco, thank you so much for your 22 US dollars. Thank you, Taco. Make sure that you do stay up until the end, or if you can't, you can watch it on a recording as a video in YouTube, where you're gonna get a your inquiry, which is a message for you. That is what you need to know. Again, thank you, Taco. So again, guys, guidance, latch only on aspects, people, things that you do see source of happiness into, at least according to these cards. Do not try to fix anything. And one specific thing as well about career, especially if you are starting a new career, for what those cards are showing, what you need to know is that first thing that you gotta do is build up your, it's not even about name, it's more about a pattern. Build up your pattern, and the money are gonna find you on their own accord. So more like a working for fame than for gain, at least at the start. All right, so that was the collective reading, and now I'm gonna move to read for the 12 star signs. I'm gonna start from Aries, and I'm gonna end up with Pisces. And also throughout these readings, there are gonna be 3 gifts as a reading from me to you guys. So 3 people are gonna receive a free reading from me. Is going to happen publicly here on the live stream, and one of them is going to be after Cancer, another one is going to be after Scorpio, and the final one that is going to be after Pisces. All that you gotta do to participate into this free reading contest, it is a contest, unfortunately. That is because what happens it is you ask a question into the comments if you do have one that you want me to read for with my tarot cards, and from the accumulated questions I do pick one, and I am gonna make a professional reading pretty much on that question. However, if you do decide to support the stream and the channel through super chat, just like Taco and as well Liz, thank you so much for your $5 US. Thank you, Liz. You will have your reading at the end of the stream, regardless have you won a free reading or not. And if your super chat have no inquiry, the subject of the reading is going to be the topic itself, what you personally need to know as of this moment as a guidance. And should your super chat be $20 US or above, the reading is going to be the format that I'm doing for the star signs, those 3 cards that I'm pulling. That is a elemental dignity technique or a method or a spread, if we may say it that way. Right, so with that said, starting up first with Aries. By the way, another thing, if you are skimming through the video, this is how you do see what star sign I'm reading for. Here we do have the glyph displayed, provided by Roll Pixel, I mean, at FreePic. So yeah, with that said, let me shuffle. All right, so for Aries, the first card, we have Queen of Swords, followed by the second card of the Hermit, and the third card, Nine of Pentacles. All right. It's pretty much a scream. That's imagine your deed or what you are after being a wound, and you are pressing really hard on the wound. I mean, you are making things worse. Basically, what you need to know is that, you know, your actions currently and right now are making really things worse, especially if your actions are quite reckless, and even we can say as well ruthless for what the cards are showing. So here, what is going to be best for you to do is to kind of like, not even, yeah, it's slowing down your pace, but also kind of like, you know, losing the news a little bit around yourself and around your neck. I mean, if you do feel tight about around your neck from a circumstances or from a people, it's because of your imagination. It's because you think that it is tight there while it isn't. So take it easy, guys. I mean, take care. And you know, if one thing is delayed for a day or two, or you know, it's, even if it falls, it drops off the plate, the world doesn't end. The world doesn't end. Another thing about those cards, suffice to say, is that nothing that you can lose is gonna be important for your future. So even if you end up not being not fulfilling some of your plans, even if you do end up literally not acquiring, you Americans are saying losing, but here we do have a different view, not acquiring something, whatever you were about to acquire is not going to happen to be important and substantial for your future. In fact, it will have little to no impact being there. Clear sign from the Hermit and the Nine of Pentacles being next to the Queen of Swords. It's and simply that is literally what you need to know. You have good intentions, but those good intentions are fueling a very destructive actions, at least according to these cards. All right, so after Aries, we do have Taurus. First one, we do have the Page of Cups. Afterwards, we do have the Three of Swords. And the third card for you, Taurus, that's going to be the Seven of Pentacles. Right, so what you'd be aware of it is that what you like, it's worth it. There is no question about it. That is according to these cards. And what I mean, what you like, well, how the way that the card stands, they pretty much suggests a liking of initiation or a bout of initiation. In other words, something you just started, recently started, or you are about to start, and you do have an emotional attachment to that thing, but for one or another reason, actually couple of prominent reasons. One, it is that you are tried, or rather like talked out of it, or people or somebody is trying to talk you out of it. Or the other reason why you may feel that it isn't worth it, it is if you had a similar situation in the past and you failed, and now you may have an impression that you're going to fail again, while rest assured you won't. Okay. So, whether that's a job you recently started, or whether that's a partnership you recently started, or whether that's a relationship that you recently started or you want to start, right? Or a job that you want to start, or idea, hobby, whatever the case, guys, that is going to be quite of a looming change on your horizon, and it will be a really beneficial one, and it's totally worth it, at least according to these cards. Also, what you need to know it is that very, very soon, in the next few days, if you don't know what you feel about one thing or another, or about one person or another, very soon you are gonna figure that one pretty much out for yourself, by yourself, etc. And the more the time progresses, whether you are petrified by fear that you may fail, or evil tongues are penetrating your defenses, those influences will grow weaker and weaker, and eventually you will end up as well to the conclusion that your emotional attachment, emotional connection, it's worth it. But better sooner than later, is it not? So bottom line, Taurus, you like something, you like someone, even if the world is against that, go for it. You can't get wrong with that. All right, so that was Taurus. Moving on, next we do have Gemini. Hello, Anna and Jackie. Welcome to the stream. And as well, Amethyst Moon. Let's not miss that. And Kate. The Magician is for Gemini. We have the Nine of Pentacles. And the third one, the Hierophant. Almost like no, that was the Hermit with Aries, but very, very close. So what we have is that the environment you are, Gemini, it's out of your league, but in a reversed way, meaning that you have outgrown the environment you are. Okay, the projects you worked on are no longer efficient for what those cards are showing. Unfortunately as well, maybe the friends you're with are no longer people that you can benefit as much as you benefited before. It is just all of your environment, maybe except your love life, because these cards doesn't really talk about love. It's you have outgrown it, and it's that is what you need to know. And it's pretty much time for you to start looking for a new ventures, something you can start that is going to expedite your growth even further, and extrapolate it, especially extrapolation. That is very important. Okay, to extrapolate from this environment you have right now into a new one, and pretty much expand with both. But it's time to change your beliefs. And when I say your beliefs, the belief that you deserve more, you can go for more, and you do deserve more, definitely. One advice, what you need to know, one advice, especially when it comes to friendships, is that if the people you associate with does not count you as an equal and for who you are, then they do not. That's not a full-grown friendship. I almost wish to give you an example with my best friendship I do have. By the way, Anna, thank you so much for your $20. Thank you, Anna. My best friend, we are friends now, how long? 15 years, probably. And you may be surprised, but our interests, they lie in completely different directions. We show interest, but a very minor into the other big interest. For example, he shows small interests into video games. I show small interests into programming and into anime, because he is a very big fan to anime, and so on and so forth. But this small interest, okay, it kind of like keeps us our link, but in the same time we're so different that we cannot be competitors, and in the same time we do not oppose each other, and we do accept us for who we are. And that friendship, it is one of the best things that happened to me in my life. That's, by the way, the person that I can always count on. I call, he always comes about. But I cannot reckon if he called me once to ask for something. But definitely if he does, I will answer without even thinking about it. Anyway, that kind of a friendship, it is what we do have here. Someone that you can count yourself equal to, no matter what kind of a level of society gap you do have in between. So that is and one last thing, Gemini, you want something, ask for it, guys. It's pretty obvious here. And what I am saying from those cards, why I'm saying that, well, because the card suggests that you may want to ask about something, but you think that is a too big piece for you to swallow up, right? And that you are going to be denied right away, because who are you, to ask for it? Well, you can definitely go for it. Okay, that it's not as big as you may think it is. It's not an how can I put it into words, as overwhelming as you may think it is. So that was for Gemini. Now next one, we do have Cancer. Well, Anna, if you don't put your own boundaries with people, no one can do it for you. For Cancer, we have the Emperor first, followed by the Knight of Swords second, and the third one, that's going to be the Seven of Pentacles. So what you need to know, Cancer, is that you can definitely manage your situation. That's pretty much given with having that Emperor. With having that Emperor on the primary position of the spread, but it pretty much, that Seven of Pentacles is very Thank you, Ginger. So that seven of Pentacles, it's very awkward being into being next to the Emperor. It almost means that you would be able to transform nothing into something, making more than expected. But that will take a lot of your energy. That is why I love the elemental dignity. It is because it pretty much shows you what it takes. And as the Emperor and the Seven of Pentacles, they are neutrals. In order to feed one, you gotta take away from the other. So the more you try to make from nothing something, the more things are going to start getting out of control, because the more dedication it will require into that something. And let me tell you what I mean. Say you have nothing amongst each other, but you want to have something with that person, you can definitely create that. But you know, the more that something grows, the more things are going to get out of hand. That is something you gotta keep in mind, pay attention to. And the other thing that you do need to know, it is that some situations that will require from you making choices and decision takings are approaching. And for what those cards are showing is that you are going to make those choices and decisions with a flying colors, right? At the end, the result is going to be what you wanted, but in the same time, you wouldn't have it, you will not gonna have it in an unethical and nefarious means. Hello, Mattia. Thank you so much for your 9.99. Thank you. Make sure that you stay around up until the end of the stream. By the way, Anna, I don't know if I acknowledged you. Thank you, Anna, for your 20 US dollars. I was just, if I didn't acknowledge you, because I see that I don't have them in the list here, but if I didn't acknowledge you, it wasn't personal. I was just consumed by the cards. Right. Okay. All right, so that was for Cancer, and now the first break and the first free reading is taking place. One of you can get a free reading from me now, guys. All that you gotta do to enter into the contest for that free reading, it is just inputs a question you want me to read for with the tarot cards, and I'll usually give 5 minutes for people to ask their questions. And in about 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one of your questions, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on it, if there are any. Should there be no questions, I'm just going to move on to the next 4 star signs. And if it happens, well, it usually happens, but my point was that should you decide to support me, the stream, and the channel through super chat, you will have a reading at the end of the stream, regardless have you been read or not, with a free reading, being chosen into the contest. Picked. Chosen, it's a pretty heavy word. And should your super chat have no inquiry, then the topic is going to be what you personally need to know right now. And if the super chat is 20 US dollars or above, then the reading is going to be the very same elemental dignity reading that I'm doing for the star signs. Wow, Ginger. It is. I remember when I bought my place, the feeling is relief. But yeah, when I bought my place, the feeling was definitely relief. Oh, that's great, Mattia. I don't remember what I told you, but I'm happy that it was as I described it. But yeah, there isn't anything better than having your own house, okay? Because right now, what you can imagine it is that even if it happens that you can't work, at least you ain't gonna be on the street, you know. That's a very sad way to look at it, but it happens. Well, I guess that's your happiness being ecstatic. Well, I'm glad for you, Ginger. Congrats. I was ecstatic when I bought my place, and when I closed the door, behind me, kind of like having it all for myself, said, "Yeah, that's life feels different now." Yeah. Yeah, well, these are commodities. I mean, if you do have the funds, you can make yourself a pool, you can make yourself whatever. To me, at least, that is my personal opinion, guys. Going for purchasing a home, locations, neighbors. The these are the leading factors when it comes to purchasing a house, because even if it is in ruin, if you do have the funds, you are going to make it a palace. If it doesn't have a pool, you're going to get one installed, right? So yeah, it's and as well, um space, how big space, how much space for how much money. Yeah, pool party. One day when I come over into United States. All right, one question. Will the Donald maybe uh make any decisions that affect me while he is away? Uh, let's see. I don't know, Ginger. I wouldn't buy such a house. It's because it's gonna be noisy. But different preferences. For example, my mother would have been ecstatic too. Me, I prefer the downtown. If there isn't, a 24/7, at least the most 2 blocks away, a gas station, a grocery store, and I don't know how you call it in English, but these stores that you can find everything, from electrical sockets to bulbs and these kind of stuff. And I'm buying in that area. I want to, when I walk into the street, max 4 or 5 minutes to have all my errands run. These are the cards for you. Amethyst Moon. I cannot say for certain, but at least his intentions are not to. Okay. He's definitely up to something, but that will affect only him. At least for what those cards are showing. Jasmine, thank you so much for your 1999 US dollars. Thank you, Jasmine. As with the others, stick around up until the end where you're gonna have your personalized reading for what do you need to know. Well, we do not celebrate Halloween here, so that's out of the question, at least for me. All right, we go for the next one, next star sign, which we do have Leo. I'm not gonna miss Leo this time around. Well, at least you're now gonna have a big house to accommodate that. Five of Swords for you, Leo. Followed by the High Priestess. And oh, that's Five of Wands. And a Five of Wands. Yeah, it's Five of Wands. It is just, you know, kind of like a accelerating card here. It was pretty obvious from the Five of Swords and the High Priestess what's going on. The Five of Wands only adds, you know, the environment, how it's going to happen. Basically, what you need to know, Leo, it is that your environment is going to stir, and is going to be a big time stir. That stir will be through very unexpected circumstances, quite surprising, by the way. That's going to be something you wouldn't so common in, at the start. You even may feel that you have been blindsided, not by anybody, but mostly by yourself. You may ask yourself, how could I not saw that happening? And by any means, those circumstances, those surprising events, they're not going to be bad thing. Okay, for example, imagine that situation. You have been invited in a party, and suddenly in that party someone kind of like divulges that they are having interest in you, right? A quite surprising thing, and it kind of stirs your social circle, your personal life. And when it happens, like I said, you are going to be pretty much flabbergasted, even stunned. So your reaction may be a bit out of the chart. That is how the Five of Swords are standing here, especially with the Five of Wands. Now, usually what happens in those situations is the people become careless. That is literally the worst thing that's, or kind of like the biggest affliction. People become careless, and they involve themselves in situations that at the end they are losing more than gaining. I mean, you definitely are about to gain something. The mastery here is to not to lose more than you are gonna gain at pretty much at the end. my example was with the romantic life, but most likely that will be into your business, into your career. You may expect some kind of a propositions probably, or suddenly out of nowhere a job offer to come and you just don't know right away what to say about it. But also you may grow careless with your current one because you do have an option available, you know. Important thing to know here and how you handle all that, it is by uh, being aware of how far your limits lie. You know, don't undertake anything that you are not certain and even double certain that you can see it through, right? Do not involve yourself into anything that you have even a shred of doubt that you can handle. That is what you need to know. All right, next one, we do have Virgo. Uh, we have the Devil for Virgo. After, Two of Pentacles. And the Three of Wands. Yeah, you can go out of a chart. Literally with these two cards, what they breed, it is that you get to do whatever the heck you want, right? And not concern yourself with any consequences. And that is why, well, it is because right now the structure and, if you will, the beliefs and the plans are shifting, and you do get to shift yours and those which are intertwined with yours the way that suits you most. That is what you need to know. But also what you need to know is that the means, the patterns, the foundations that you are sitting on, it's not like they are going to crumble, but more like they are also going to shift. So people that you relied on, you may find them not like unreliable, but you may not find the need anymore to rely on those people, right? Also, schedules or clients, etc., you know, it's just you will replace one reliance with another, which is going to be a better reliance, more suitable to the challenges, in a good way though, that are standing ahead of you, whether into your career or whether into your love life as well. Only people who do, or only those of you, Virgo, that have a very, very hard time letting go of existing patterns, say day-to-day routine, beliefs and so on and so forth, are going to have a really hard time into the upcoming days to fit with the new flow, because the flow is going forward and you should align with it the way that suits you best. All right, so next one, we do have Libra. Just give me a moment. Eight of Swords. It's the first one for Libra, followed by the Five of Cups, with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords. Well, that could be. So what the cards are speaking about, it's no, it's unusual, not exactly weird. It's unusual, Ginger. Um, Cards are speaking that you not need be disappointed or kind of like being in a disadvantageous position, let's put it that way. Instead, what you can do, or what you need to know, is that you can redirect your resources elsewhere out of that disappointment. But that is the minor thing, okay? That is the minor thing, and that is the peculiar aspect of the reading. The other aspect it is that what you need to know it is that within the next few days, your words are to be heard. So if you do want to pass through, get through to someone, you know, make them fathom your beliefs, make them fathom where you are coming from or your plans, or in generally what you want from them, they will be made aware of by you, that is, Libra, and your words. It seems that you're gonna grow very cold and you ain't gonna spare any courtesies of the truth, because according to these cards, what is gonna come down to it is that there will be only one truth and there will be only one way to say it the straight way, and that is what you are gonna do. Very soon as well, what you need to know, Libra, it is that the veil is going to be lifted up, and if you are confused about certain situations in your life, you will be confused no longer, and that will allow you to be without limits that you currently have. There are definitely some kind of limits here that are obstructing your growth, stucking you into the second gear for now at least, and that will no longer gonna be the case after the next few days due to your actions, to say the truth and to see, you know, the correct diagnosis of your situation. And next one, that will be Scorpio. Hello, Kate. Well, then what you need to know, Ginger, is that you are on the right track with everything. 10 of Wands for Scorpio, with the Knight of Wands. And then it's the Hangman. Well, that was very unexpected. So, what do we have? Well, what do we need to know is that being stuck, well, it's because of you. I mean, you, because I'm Scorpio. That's why I'm pointing to myself. Yeah, that is what the cards are showing here, is that if we are stuck, is because we simply are not putting the efforts not to be stuck. And the other thing that we need to know it is that there are so many enterprises around us, not every single one gaining full, but definitely there are enterprises we can explore and we can find an amazing rewards into them. But sitting on our couch every day hoping that these enterprises are gonna be brought down into our knees, that's not happening. So yeah, it's kind of like a roll up we have to roll up our sleeves and work hard. And if you think you work hard now and you are stuck, oh, you gotta start working harder then. I mean, double time it. That is what these cards are showing up here. Not the best thing I wanted to see, but it is what it is. At the very least, we can definitely put emotion. Okay, we can I put it into words? Make something out of the stillness that is around us right now. For some less, for some more. I mean about the stillness. So think of it, Scorpio. Think of what is the aspect of your life or the field of your life that there is no movement right now, and that is where the efforts needs to go. News Devon, thank you so much for your 449 British pounds. I'm gonna check it out. Thank you. What kind of a coach you do have then? I want one of those too, because this I don't know if that's a personal message to me, but right now I don't wanna complain. It's not complaining. I like it that way. But right now, literally nothing is happening around me in my life. Nothing. I have no sense of urgency. I don't want to get into it, right? But I definitely would need that only if I find something I want to put efforts in so I can put emotion, right? All right, second free reading now. One of you can have a free reading with me. All that you gotta do is just input a question into the comments down below, and I usually give 5 minutes. And after those 5 minutes, I'm gonna pick one of the questions if there are any, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on the question itself. So yeah, 5 minutes. But yeah, it's nice sitting on your couch, and it's not like doing nothing, right? You can read a book or watch a show. Right now, I'm watching Rings of Power, the Rings of Power, and it's not that bad. Actually, it's a good show. I don't like the main antagonist, but except that it's a good show. Much better than the Wheel of Time, which should have been better than the Rings of Power. That's another story. It's another topic. So are you preparing yourself, guys, for a New Year's Eve, the celebrations? People are kind of like start making plans here. Even resorts are opening reservations, and in a mountain resort, 3 nights, right? 3 sleepovers will cost you about, what was it, 3,500. That is in US dollars. I am translating, right, or converting into US dollars, and that is without your meals. I don't know. I don't know who would want to go there. I would definitely, even if I was a billionaire, I wouldn't do that. These are just, um, forsaken money that you are throwing into someone. Nothing costs, no matter how luxurious it is, nothing costs those money. That is at least my take on it. So, do you have any plans for the New Year's Eve? My plan is to stay at home and watch something. And by the way, 2 minutes to input a question if you want a free reading on a question. So, you know what attracted my impression? Those was one of the last interviews with yeah, Anna, but I was about to say exactly the one of the last interviews of Steve Jobs, right? I think that he was on a on a death's bed at that point, and what he said is that I cannot quote because it's not in front of me, so I'm paraphrasing here. What he said is that all my life, he says, I chased money, and it all comes to that, and now I do understand that you may that the difference of a of $100,000 Rolex and $10 watch is just the money, because at the end of the day they show the same thing, time. The difference in having a car for a $500,000 and $5,000, it's the money, because at the end of the day they drive you to the same destination. Sleeping in a room for $3,500 and for $35 is pretty much the same thing, because that's what you do there. You sleep there. Okay, it's a bed. You sleep in the bed. So I don't know. Investing in technology, I can understand that, but investing in experiences, not that much. That's not something I would do personally. All right. So no questions. Moving to the last star signs. First one of them, Sagittarius. Oh, it's worth investing in a better internet connection, a better laundry machine, right? A better TV, because this increases your standard of life. It makes your life more comfortable. The other, it creates memory, but the funny thing is that our brain works in such a way that a couple of months after, you do not remember the same thing. It's kind of like your brain, our mind fills up the gaps of our memories, and we don't remember the same thing. Yeah, most people do. I guess I'm a bit different in that department. Hello, Nicole. All right, Sagittarius, first one. We do have the Queen of Cups. Then it is the Eight of Pentacles. It's not about pragmatism. It's just, you know, filling up the pockets of people that doesn't do anything. It's just money thrown out of the window. That's my view. Because after 3 days, you have nothing to show for those money, right? Nothing. And the Three of Wands, it is the last card for Sagittarius. So it's a pretty interesting thing of what you need to know, Sagittarius. Now, first things first, you don't have to be on the same page with friends and with people that loves you so the love can be pure. Okay, you may have your differences, you may have even your how can I put it into words, you may even have your different ideals, it is what I mean, not just only different opinions, but also different ideals. But love is out of this world, you know. It's such a powerful force that it can connect those worlds. And yeah, into the upcoming few days, you will see and know that for it there are no boundaries, by all means. And if you do wanna find Sagittarius the romantic love, what you need to know it is that it's time for you to show into the world that you want it. It's all that it needs. It's all that it's gonna take. Everything that, not every, my God, it's that little that it needs. Okay, just to show to the world that you are available. Like start going out, you know, or introducing yourself into new people. Hell, even signing up for dating websites gonna do it, right? And in no time you will find a suitable match. Now, how you're gonna work around with that suitable match and what's gonna happen in between you two, that's gonna be very individual for every single one of you. But at least the opportunity is pretty much there. And also, what you need to know it is that something that you have whether planned or prepared is about to pop up right open. In other words, it's almost ready and is gonna be ready very soon to be manifested. Next one, we do have Capricorn. King of Cups. Page of Wands. And Justice. That's gonna be a short message for you guys. Whatever had been offered recently, take it, because you ain't gonna get anything better, right? That's pretty much the best you are gonna get from that source, right? So if you had been offered a position at work and you plan to refuse it in hope that they're gonna offer you something bigger, no, take it, all right? Take it, because otherwise you are to stay where you are right now, stumble on the same place for at least one more year. You have been offered a relationship and you want to be in a relationship, but you are hoping that the conditions are going to be better. No, they aren't going to be. So if you want to be with that person, take the offer. Literally what you need to know is that what have been offered, there is no reason for you to deny at all, because there ain't gonna be anything better. In fact, there ain't gonna be anything new for quite a while. And as far as your job is concerned, be professional. Don't allow your emotions to rule your decisions and as well your connections there. Remember, you are going at work to make money, not to make friends. And that is literally your message, and what you need to know, that it is in front of you. That justice here, it's kind of like skating on a thin ice, giving a very small flavor to the whole um uh, to the whole message, but literally it relates to that leaning toward the professionalism, and not allowing thy emotions to dictate thy life. All right, next one, Aquarius. Hello, Melda. Well, I can't complain. Again, King of Cups for Aquarius with Temperance. It's the Queen of Swords. So, what we need to know, I'm saying we because I'm rising Aquarius, is that we can't avoid extremities if we do want to proceed. I don't know how to explain it. Basically, we have to up the pace if we do want expansion, or slow down the pace if we... Oh my god. If we do want to be forgotten, like if we do want someone to forget about us, we just stop calling them, instead of trying to maintain courtesy with hope that that person is going to show interest into someone else. Okay. Very important for Aquarius is to understand that when we are given something, at least, or you are about to be given something, it has a string to it, even if it looks like that there isn't, right? There is a string to it, and what we need to know it is that very, very soon that string is going to be pulled. And also, what do we need to know is that currently is not a good time to show our emotions, because the least they will be misunderstood for what the cards are showing, but most likely that person that we show our emotions to, they're gonna be on the same page with us for the moment. Maybe there is something bigger that they are addressing currently, all right, or it is just their mood, or it is just their confusion, whatever the case. Okay, it's very likely that they aren't gonna be on the same page with us. And last but not least, we do have Pisces. The Emperor for Pisces, followed by the Six of Pentacles. Well, it's the cards, and then the Chariot. All right, huge message for Pisces. Remember, and that is what you need to know, because probably you are forgetting that very, very often. So remember, in order to be taken seriously, you have to present yourself strong and with dignity. But the dignity does not dictate always the whole truth to be said. You say to people only what they need to know and what they need to hear. The rest you do keep for yourself. Otherwise, if you don't do that, you're just gonna make things tenfold harder to yourself. Okay? Um, you're gonna stop looking reliable. You're gonna put a strain on your consistency, and the ups and downs of your day-to-day routine will become much more rollery coastery. Let's put it that way. But let's say it that way: the less people know, the better. And the other thing is partnership, not partnerships, but a cooperations, right? Cooperations as much as you can. Uniting under a common cause is gonna guarantee you the cause. But what you need to know is that whatever things are out of control around you, you can set them into control with that recipe I just told you about presenting yourself strong through not showing your weaknesses, by not allowing people to know the whole truth about your situation. And that is Pisces, what we need, what do you need to know as of this moment. That concludes the 12 star signs, and now the last free reading, if someone wants to have a free reading with me, is going to take place. So in order to participate into the free reading thing, you just input a question that you want me to read for with my tarot cards, and in about 5 minutes, because that is how much I usually give to people, I will pick one, give to people to input their question. I'm going to pick one, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on the question. And after that, super chat readings are going to take place. So anyone who supported and decides to support the stream through super chat, you guys are going to get a reading at the end, which is nigh. That's no question about it. And should the super chat have an inquiry, the reading is going to be about the inquiry. If it doesn't, the reading is going to be for the topic, concerning the topic of the stream, which is what you personally need to know. And if the super chat is $20 or above, I'm gonna do the very same elemental dignity reading I did for the star signs. Good night, Melda. Hope you have a great one. Chandra, thank you so much for your $4.99. Thank you, Chandra. Oh, I am translating myself to the land of dreams right after the stream. I can barely keep my eyes open. But first, I'm gonna finish my episode. Investment in what way, Anna? Financial investment, time, what way? That's important to know so I can identify correctly. Well, it is because I became sleepy about half an hour ago. I was fine when I started. And besides, earlier people were working. Financial investment. All right. And it's a pattern use as well, because usually they are 8 p.m. EST, so you keep that time for as much as you can. All right. One question, which is Anna Choban, is a financial investment in the new group I joined be fruitful or not? Let's check it out. Yeah, it is. Wait, where is that? Eastern Standard? Did you turn the clocks? And it is, but definitely you have not been told everything. Okay. Those are the cards for you, Anna. And it is fruitful in a sense of that definitely is gonna make a big difference in terms of you changing environment. So the death card basically signifies that you have replaced what didn't work with what is gonna work. That's pretty much given, and for what those cards are showing is gonna work for a very long time, but you will be kept in the dark with some things that you should know, just so you know. But in terms of financial investment, it's fruitful. All right, super chat now, guys. Taco, Anna, and Jasmine, your readings are gonna be at the end. Thank you, Susan. All right, Liz, your card, the devil. So what we need to know is that your influence is far bigger than you actually think it is, and you can definitely force hands and also circumstances as well around you. So it's very important right now, Liz, to think of how do you want things to happen and what things you do crave for. That is the only place that the devil works, when you crave for something, and you can have it. That is what you need to know, by twisting hands and by forcing circumstances. It's another matter of how ethical that is going to be. The question is that what you need to know, it is that you can have it if you are ready to reach those lengths. Mattia, we have the Three of Cups with the Queen of Swords. So what do you need to know, Mattia? It is that your connections all around you, this is cumulative, not cumulatively, but collectively, your connections with people all around you are going to start improving. And those who are giving you a hard time up until this point are going to kind of like soften their blows. I mean, the blows are not going to disappear. I mean, their tongues are going to be sharp, and you know, yeah, well, it's where it's where the influence is the biggest, Liz. So their tongues are still going to be sharp, Mattia, and you know, their actions also, and words may be painful, but they are going to be less painful, less sharp, and so on and so forth. But maybe the biggest thing that you do need to know, it is that people now are seeing more your way, right? People now are experiencing more into your shoes, and I do believe that what you tried to show to people that matter, it went through. That is what you need to know. So I don't know, probably that relates to this meeting you had, but I guess you passed it with flying colors. So News Devon with specific inquiry: will the guy be able to sort out my visa? Eight of Cups. Now, News, I don't want to say definitely yes or no, because that's a very finicky question. Because listen, this is a matter of someone making decision from the embassy or from the government institution to give you the visa, all right? So I cannot tell you for certain. What I can tell you from this card, though, it is that this guy that you're talking about isn't doing his best efforts, or even if he does, he's doing a lot of mistakes, or at least a crucial, if not a lot, a crucial mistakes. For what the card is showing, current efforts, they do not yield much. Maybe he's gonna fix that. He may try different ways to do it, but you should talk with him not according to the card, but my opinion is that you should talk with him and press him on how confident he really is that he can get you the visa, because it doesn't look like that's with the current assets he will have a big chance to do so. Chandra, we have the Eight of Swords. It's pretty easy. What you need to know is that you can accomplish more. Eight of Swords, it's about it's when in such a narrative or related to such a question of what you need to know, it is usually when people are unaware of limits that they have imposed upon themselves, limits that serve no purpose. In fact, they are harming everyone around. For example, you said that you are never going to talk with that person. That's a limit that you bestowed upon yourself, but that person may have a very good idea, or they may literally have a resolution to your issue, and so on and so forth. So it's very important, whatever you are limiting yourself with, it's not like I can't do it, I don't want to do it, not because not because it's how can I put it into words, not because you see that you are going to lose anything, but from a sheer stubbornness. Those things pretty much gotta go. That is something you need to know. And the other thing that you need to know, Chandra, is that in the next few days, there is no point arguing with people, because there will be misunderstandings here and there. And so if you can leave that conversation aside, that would be best. But in cases you can't leave conversations aside, all right, make sure that you explain yourself in such a way that you can be understood from a child that it is in a daycare. That is how you're going to ensure that the connection, the communication isn't broken. All right, next, Taco. Let me put the cards back, reshuffle, mate, and see what the message for you is. I'm in Bulgaria, Liz. Thank you. Have a great night. Ace of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. Four of Wands. Not much, Taco, aside from that your maneuvers, mate. They will work out. That is what you need to know. Your maneuvers, and especially if the maneuvers are about you talking with people, like signing up contracts, negotiating, and so on and so forth, they are definitely gonna work out. But also, some kind of a truth is gonna be revealed. Now, that may not be necessarily a deliberately hidden thing. It could be a truth that you just kind of like have as insight. Say, oh my god, and thinking about something and saying, oh my god, that is that way, and getting excited about it. But that truth is going to be a game changer. So in the next few days, pay attention to the information that it is coming your way, because a piece of that information, it's truly going to excel you very, very much. Most likely related to your job or to your standing in life in general. Those cards highly unlikely to be related to your romantic life or even friendships. Okay, they are more about results as a growth as a person. So that is what you need to know. And on a smaller note here, Taco, saying things the way you think them, they are gonna do wonders, right? It's just people may not like what you say, but they will find it very hard to deny it or to decline it or to dispute it, because it's simply going to be the truth. Cash. Hopefully, yeah. They don't speak directly for cash, but if that's, what, hold on a second. What in the world? Right, my TV did something that I never saw before. So they don't show strictly about cash, but if that's what you are after and that's what where your efforts are and your plans are lying, then yeah. Thank you, Taco. Anna, you're next. Knight of Wands with the Three of Pentacles, and it is the Star card. The biggest thing, Anna, that we do have from those cards is that you can do it alone, right? You can do it alone. So that investment that you, for example, that you made into this new group, it's not like it's a bad investment. It's still going to produce results. But what you need to know is that you don't necessarily need it. Like you could invest those money in yourself and still had a satisfiable results. So the bottom line here on it is what you need to know is that you are not that dependent as you may think you are. That's one thing, which also carries a negative thought, meaning that people will not gonna be able to support you as much as they are promising. That is also something that you gotta keep in mind. But what you need, what you should know, according to those cards, Anna, is that whatever troubles you are experiencing right now, difficulties, problems, they are about to end, and your life is about to open with a lot of enterprises in front of you. One in particular truly gonna catch your eye, which will be something you would love to explore. But nonetheless, there will be more around it. I mean, more enterprises around it. Very important to settle quickly though, because you may risk burning yourself out. Oh, and one last thing. Whatever you are to start, you gotta see it finished as well. So be very careful what you involve yourself into, because there will be no going back from it afterwards. And finally, Jasmine. Hold on a second. Seven of Swords. You're welcome, Anna. Oh my god, with the Page of Wands. And the Six of Cups. Alright, Jasmine, very similar message as the Anna's one, but your is more aggressive. While Anna's one was that she doesn't need the rest, you must not be with the rest. What you need to know it is that if you are in a partnership right now, Jasmine, you are most likely used. Okay? And it happens that you are fighting for someone, but no one is fighting for you. So you gotta know that if you do not lead your own battles, no one else is gonna do it for you. And you may think you are weak. Well, you are going to be surprised how strong you are. In fact, what you need to know it is that you have to remind yourself of your own strength. But the biggest thing of knowing here is that it is time, Jasmine, to look for yourself and to start applying your agenda or manifesting your agenda. If you do not storm your situation, you are not going to be treated with respect, or with the respect you deserve at the very least. You are not going to be given what you deserve as well, or what you have been owed too. So you gotta be a bit more aggressive than you are, okay? And pretty much show a strong backbone, and that you will kind of like make your stand if someone tries to, the word is not mistreat you, but take advantage of you, okay? Is that you are not gonna be an easy prey for a such people. Now, your experience in the next few days is not going to be the most pleasant experience you ever had, but the result of this motion is that it's not even about an independence. It's more about getting what you worked for, getting what you are striving for. That's going to be the results of it. But it's not going to work out, you know, if you are wasting your efforts and your resources for someone else's agenda, goal, war. That is what you need to know. So with that said, this is going to conclude today's live stream. Thank you so much, guys, for attending, for watching, for staying up until the end, and as well, thank you so much for your support and your generosity. And we will see each other very, very soon. Until then, bye.